Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Asị m ka ụbọchị nke taa mmadụ na anyị mma. Asịkwa m ka nke onye chiri ya zelụ. Ndị be anyị dịka o si dị ya bụkwa Eastern News 24 ka anyị sikwa wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ mgbasa ozi dị oke mkpa gbasara maka nnwere onwe ndị Igbo na-azọ na gbasara maka ka ife si ada n'ala Igbo. Unu na anyị n'iru akwụkwọ ya wetara unu akwụkwọ bụ the General Chief of Staff nke afọ ya bụ Musa ife a na-akpọ ya. O nwere ife kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ a anyị si ka wetara unu maka na ọ bụ ya kwere unu na nkwa na-ewetara unu any update ọbụla bụ gbasara maka Biafra struggle. O nwere ihe Musa kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ a gbasara maka na ha ekwekọrịtago with ndị UN and ndị Finland gọọmenti ka ebudata Maazị Simon Ekpa n'obodo a. Nchọkwuru nke ya bụ ifunu nke si unu atụgodoro alụ ifunu nche gbasara maka ihe ndị okwu n'iru akwụkwọ ka m jidegodi ya ebe a ka napikwu nnukwu then nwanne anyị nwoke ya akọwazi nke fọnụ. Alright, over to you.
See on your screen, this very first one is from the Prime Minister's official X account. Now, I just want to show you this. Then we will now go and read it from the official websites of these two different international media houses, because I have two different news to show you during the course of this very broadcast. I am not going to analyze anything. I will just read in details, and I am very, very certain you will like to listen to the very end of it, because they have many things to say about the PM, the BIAFRA, and of course the Biafra restoration movement. According to the PM, he said, breaking news: American media are awakening. American media are awakening. So there's no need of reading this, because part of this thing that is written here is called from the main article from the international media house. So let us go there and read it all together. Now, the first one is this: Mazi Simon Ekpa, a true leader of Biafra. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile, BIGIE, represents a major part of the ongoing narrative of Biafra's mission for independence. At the base of this government in exile stands Simon Ekpa, a figure whose leadership has sparked both admiration and controversy. As an entity, a government in exile often surfaces when a national group cannot exercise legal and sovereign authority over its homeland due to occupation or usurpation. The BIGIE claims to uphold the political aspirations of the Biafran people, primarily those in the southeastern and some parts of south-south Nigeria. Biafra territory is the old eastern Nigeria. In 2023, Simon Ekpa was declared the Prime Minister of the BIGIE following a detailed and structured election process. This election, as reported by the insiders and some observers, adhered to democratic principles and was aimed at ensuring fair representation and legitimacy. Candidates were nominated based on their commitment to the cause and ability to lead effectively under challenging circumstances. Wow. I am very, 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 happy to bring this very news to your doorsteps. I am eagerly reading this because I know that this means a lot to our people. Now, let us continue. Despite some external skepticism, those within the BIGIE and their supporters emphasize the election's integrity. The process involved multiple stages of vetting and a final vote, reportedly including representatives from various Biafra diaspora communities. Though questioned by some, the election's transparency was defended vigorously by the BIGIE, which released detailed accounts of the procedures followed to guarantee a fair electoral process. The recognition of Ekpa's leadership extends beyond the confines of the BIGIE to include a substantial portion of the Biafran diaspora. However, The struggle for broader international recognition remains fraught with challenges. The international community generally maintains a cautious stance when dealing with governments in exile, often refraining from official recognitions unless there is a substantial consensus or a legal framework supporting such a government's legitimacy. Moreover, Ekpa's government faces international challenges, notably from Nigerian authorities and some factions within the Biafra movement, who view the BLGIE skeptically. These challenges are compounded by the complicated geopolitical dynamics of the region, where multiple interests converge, often leading to a fragmented support base. Since assuming office, Simon Ekpa has initiated several policies to consolidate support for Biafra's independence and reinforce the governance structures of the BLGIE. His administration has focused on international advocacy, seeking global attention and support for the Biafra cause. His government has organized humanitarian aid and cultural events to strengthen community ties among the Biafra diaspora. Ekpa's leadership style through diplomatic engagement has impacted the independence movement. Under his guidance, the BLGIE has gained a more structured approach to its activities, stressing the importance of international law and diplomacy in its pursuit of recognition. Addressing the persistent allegations that label Simon Ekpa as a self-proclaimed prime minister is critical. These allegations stem from misunderstandings and misrepresentations of the electoral process undertaken by the BLGIE. Ekpa has constantly refuted such claims, pointing to the democratic and transparent nature of his election. The term self-proclaimed inaccurately depicts the legitimate and recognized procedure that led to his leadership role within the Biafra community. Such mischaracterizations undermine the democratic process that the BLGIE strives to uphold and distract from the substantive issues. Simon Ekpa's role as the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile captures the hopes and complications of the Biafra independence movement. His leadership, born from a legitimate electoral process, signifies a crucial phase in the ongoing struggle for Biafra self-determination. Looking forward, Ekpa's administration faces the dual challenge of consolidating internal support and developing international recognition, essential for realizing Biafra's long-standing aspirations for independence. As the BLGIE continues to stare through these challenges, the efficacy of Ekpa's leadership will undoubtedly play a main role in reforming the future of the Biafrans. Now, this is from one particular international media platform. Let me show you the next one. And of course, as you can see on your screen, I will be reading this one from the Fox. You all know that very name is a very familiar one indeed. Now, Simon Ekpa and the Biafran independence movement. The struggle for Biafra's independence has been a prolonged and diverse political saga that traces back to the Nigerian Civil War between 1967 to 1970. In recent years, this cause has found a new advocate in Simon Ekpa, whose influence inspires both local and international bodies. As the elected Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile BLGIE, Ekpa has injected renewed vigor into the independence movement, drawing support and scrutiny. Ekpa's rise to the forefront of the Biafra independence movement did not occur overnight. It resulted from years of activism, legal expertise, and political engagement both in his native Nigeria and abroad in Finland, where he has resided since 2007. His journey from a local athlete to a recognized leader within the Biafra cause reflects a strong commitment to his roots and the aspirations of his people. In 2023, Ekpa was formally elected as the Prime Minister of the BLGIE through an electoral process designed to reflect the will and aspiration of the Biafran diaspora. This was no less than a major achievement for Ekpa and the entire independence movement, providing a new face and a renewed sense of direction. Wow. At the core of Ekpa's leadership are strategies deeply rooted in the ideology of reclaiming Biafra identity and autonomy. His approach combines legal advocacy, international diplomacy, and public engagement to advance the cause. By leveraging his background in law, Ekpa has articulated the Biafran demand for independence through frameworks that resonate within international legal and human rights circles. Moreover, Ekpa's strategies extend beyond mere rhetoric. They involve practical engagement with international bodies, efforts to unify the various factions of the Biafra movement, and initiatives to raise global awareness about the Biafra situation. His leadership style is characterized by a blend of confidence and strategic diplomacy, aiming to position the Biafra cause on the global stage as a legitimate and urgent matter for international deliberation. The reception of Ekpa's leadership has varied widely. Domestically, within the Biafran communities in Nigeria and the diaspora, he is viewed by many as a symbol of hope and resistance against perceived oppression. His articulate presentation of the Biafran case has galvanized a significant portion of the population who view his leadership as a beacon of potential change. Internationally, however, the response has been more complex. While Ekpa has succeeded in drawing attention to the Biafran cause, the international community remains largely cautious. Recognition by foreign governments and international organizations is hampered by diplomatic sensitivities and the geopolitical implications of supporting secessionist movements. Nonetheless, Ekpa's efforts have led to increased dialogue about Biafra in international forums, reflecting a growing awareness and concern about the region's political status. Despite his recognized role, Ekpa has faced allegations of being a self-proclaimed prime minister. These allegations overlook the legitimate electoral process facilitated by the BIAFRA, which was conducted by the intent to ensure fairness and transparency. By addressing these misconceptions directly, Ekpa emphasizes the democratic basis of his leadership and challenges the narrative that seeks to undermine the Biafra government in exile's credibility. Simon Ekpa's impact on the Biafra independence movement is undeniable. His ascendancy to the role of the Prime Minister of the BIAFRA has begun a new era in the fight for Biafra independence, characterized by a more organized and internationally engaged approach. As he continues to navigate the complex interplay of domestic support and international diplomacy, Ekpa's leadership remains important in shaping the future of the Biafra independence movement. Wow. His effort to consolidate local and diasporic support and engage with the global community highlight a strategic approach that hopes to achieve what has been a centuries-old aspiration for many Biafrans: recognition and independence. Wow. Wow. Ogenede. In fact, I don't want to talk too much. I just want to tell you. You may say, this and that. You may have your own opinion. You may have your own opinion, which you are entitled to. But one thing is for sure. This very message and publication is not just about the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is about Biafra. Because an international, media platform cannot just come and start telling you Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. There must be something. There must be a substance. Somebody must be involved. A name must be involved in order to push the ideology to the world. Yes. So if you are angry because the name of Simon Ekpa has been mentioned in so many places in this publication, go and hug Transformer. Call your own so-called leadership or structure, as you normally say, to go and put their own ideology or their own name or their own whatever opinion in the international community. Let us read them the same way we are reading about Biafra, Republic Government in Exile, led by Simon Ekpa, and of course the Biafra independence. Go and do it. If you don't like how the name of the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, has been mentioned in so many occasions in these two different publications by the international community. Thank you, my people. To salo numozia and make it go viral.
And by that only kunisnes n'iru akwụkwọ dịka iso wee gee ya bụ ife ịnụrụ ihe the Ballon the Gentle Lion kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke taata. Ọzọ dịka ibe ya bụ ka efi nwere ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife ndị a niile o kwugasị n'iru akwụkwọ. Ife o kwuru dị nne, o kwuru ya dịka o si dị, ka efi nwere ike ikwu gbasata maka ya bụ ife a. Drop ya on the comment section below. Chetakwa ya bụ Eastern News 24 ka anyị si were wetara unu nnukwu ozi ya dị oke mkpa. Daalụ na ụmụnne m, gwanụ ka emesịa.